Come here. All right, so listen, if you're a director or a film producer, you know, I never ever thought I'd have to use this platform to apply for a job, but I have to, because I've had enough. So if you're a film producer or a movie director and you have a horror movie that's either in the works or, you know, going to be released sometime in the next few months or whatever, before you release it to the public, listen, my contact info is in the description box below. All right, my email's there, my Instagram's there, and my Facebook is there. So contact me, send me your movie, okay, and I will trim it down for you, all right? Because I am sick to fucking death of all these possibly, you know, classic or just fantastic horror movies that just are so poorly edited and just like, what is it with these people that cannot fucking find? I found in this movie, we're not even started yet and I'm complaining. We're in this movie, which is fantastic, by the way, okay? To a point. In this movie, I could have easily trimmed this down to a 90-minute movie. Okay, and it would have been fucking banging. It's already banging, but it could have been even more so. There's no reason for this movie to be almost 2 fucking hours. Hey guys, welcome to Happywax TV. So tonight we're talking about May the Devil Take You 2, okay? Now, before you hate on me in the comments saying that this movie is too long, it's too fucking long. It's the same as the first movie, The Devil May Take You. Both fucking fantastic movies. I like them both, and I highly recommend both of them if you haven't seen them. This one just got released on Shudder, and the first one, May the Devil Take You, is on Netflix, okay? I came across the first one a couple years ago, and I did a review on it. And I gave it like praise because it was a great movie. It's an Indonesian movie. The first one, more so than this one, was like just, I think it was like almost all practical effects. Okay, this one has a ton of in-camera practical effects, which are cool, but it does have a little more CGI in it than the first one did. But I'm pretty sure, and I didn't go back and check my review of the first movie, but I'm almost positive that I said somewhere in there, as I was praising that movie, that it was too fucking long. Same with this movie. It's a great fucking movie, and I'll get into why it's great. It's definitely pays a huge homage to Evil Dead 2. Absolutely it does. Without a doubt. If you don't see all the fucking shout-outs and Easter eggs and everything in here, then you're blind. You have to be. It's apparently obvious, and it works. It makes this movie fucking great. It really does. The demons look cool. The effects look cool. There's tons of blood and guts and all sorts of shit. And there's tons of scares. The only problem is it's too fucking long. And I don't know how many movies I've come across. There is no reason for this movie to be almost 2 hours long. If this movie was 90 minutes, it would be damn near perfect. It was fucking great. Like, it had lots of creepy scenes. He didn't always use jump scares. This, mind you, this is a loud fucking movie. So, I mean, if you have a kick-ass sound system, you might want to dial it down just a little bit, because when the action scenes are going on and the chase scenes and the demons when they're coming, and it's fucking loud. I'm telling you, but that's fine. That's fine. It's just the fucking length. But anyways, let's get into it really quick here. So, Timo Janto, he is the director of this movie. He also did the first one, and he also wrote both of them. And it's got 2 returning stars. Chelsea Island, who plays Elfie, she's the older daughter. And then, I'm not even going to say, Haija Shabad. I apologize if I'm terrible with fucking names. But she plays Nara, and then that's her younger sister. And basically, they've survived the horrific goings-on in their house from their father, who went to this priestess to try and get wealth. But then when he passed on, he has to give some souls to, you know, the devil and stuff like that. And that's what the first one was revolved around, was trying to take the souls of his family, right? So this one, Elfie has moved on. She's still having horrible visions and nightmares and seeing, you know, the demon. He's still around. He's just not as powerful. But she's moved into an apartment with Nara, and they're trying to move on, even though it's fucked. But they're trying to move on, right? So anyways, first act, she gets kidnapped by a group of 20-somethings, okay? And they bring her to this orphanage. Long story short, first act, we find out that these kids are having the same issue that Elfie did. The owner of the orphanage was a great guy, him and his wife. They built this orphanage from nothing, okay, and looked after these kids as if they were family. And then once the mother died, this priestess came to visit the owner, the male owner of the orphanage. I don't know if they explain what he was seeking. I'm not sure. They may have said, but I missed it. But either way, he has passed on, and now he's coming to collect the souls of these orphan children. So they think by kidnapping Elfie and bringing her there that she can help, you know, rid the orphanage or these kids of this demon that's coming after them. And that's pretty much the first act. Okay, that's the character building and that's the story building. And then second act starts, and then away we fucking go. Buckle the fucking seatbelts up, because when the fucking demons start coming and the action and the blood and the gore and it's fucking relentless. It's relentless to a point. Okay, by the end of this movie, and again, I'm highly recommending this movie. If you don't have Shudder, for fuck's sakes, go and get it. It's only $5. There's so many good movies on there. No, I'm not sponsored by them. Just do it. It's worth having as one of your platforms you watch horror movies on. Anyways, I'm highly recommending this movie. Okay, to give it a rating, I'd probably give it a really strong. I'd give it a 7. Okay, but again, it is too fucking long. By the end of this movie, I didn't care anymore. I didn't. You know, for the second act was fucking bananas, and I loved it. And I thought, wow, this is fucking awesome. But it just went on for so long. There's so much fucking dialogue hey, I'm all for fucking character building and storytelling, okay? But there comes a certain point where you have to know when to take certain amounts out of each scene before it just gets redundant and repetitive. It just goes, and that's what happens to this movie. And like, honestly, this is a fucking great movie. It is, but it's just so goddamn long. Like, they easily could have trimmed it down to a 90-minute movie. I could have trimmed it down. If all I did was find myself in the third act picking out pieces that didn't need to be in there. Like, it's just, why? Why do they do this? I don't understand how an editor of a movie can watch his final product and then hand it to the director, and then the director watch the movie, and I'm sure they sit in a boardroom of producers and watch the movie, and like, how do they possibly think this is a good runtime? It's not. It's fucking, it just, I don't know. It's just, it's so slow and drawn out. It's so much that, like, it's just, like, it brings the fucking scares down, and it brings all the gore and the goodness and all the practical effects. Yeah, there's a lot more CGI in this movie too than the first one, but that's fine. It's not to the point of being fucking stupid like Andrew Machete did in the It sequel, but there's a lot more. The first movie had a lot more in-camera practical. There's still a ton of practical in this movie, but there is a lot more CGI. But even still, it was done pretty good. There's a couple scenes at the very end of the movie where these hands come out of that one demon's mouth that look fucking stupid. But for the most part, the CGI was okay. But there's tons of gore in this movie. There's a great story here, okay? Practical is banging. It's just too fucking long. So anyways, I don't want to drag this out so my review is too long, but goddamn, man, this was close to being like a perfect fucking horror movie, because it's creepy. There's scenes that'll give you goosebumps. You know, there's like little twists and turns throughout, but it does not need to be almost 2 fucking hours long. And just send me the movies. Just before you release them, just send them to me, and I'll go through and edit them and take out what doesn't need to be in there. And we'll have a bunch of banging horror movies instead of just a bunch of okay horror movies. So anyways, okay, I don't want to drag this too out. This movie is good. It is absolutely worth watching, but tell me if you've seen it. It's too fucking long. If you don't think it is, then tell me the reasons why. And I don't want to hear story building or character building about, listen, I get it. I've been doing this for a long fucking time. It's too fucking long. There is tons of parts of this movie that could have been shaved down to keep the pacing going. Because when the action's going, it's fucking bananas. But, you know, there's a lot of running around to nowhere, and there's a lot of fucking talking and dialogue that doesn't need to be in there, and it just kind of slows the movie down, especially, you know, end of the second act, third act. So, but anyways, if you've seen it, let me know. And if you haven't seen it, please do yourself a favor and go watch these movies. The first one's on Netflix. This one's on SHUDDER. Absolutely worth your time to watch, but just make sure you have a lot of fucking time because they're long fucking movies, way longer than they need to be. So, anyways, let me know what you think, guys. And until next time, stay scared.